G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach providing SuperCoach content for you. Here to do a SuperCoach traps video. It's a video style I hate sort of doing, but it does receive a lot of interest from you guys. So that is fine. So I've got 7 names here. I'm still on my work clothes from yesterday, so that's funny. Yeah, I recorded this video last night, but and I was going to edit it on my bed, and I just fell asleep. So, yeah, I think we're recording it again. I didn't really like how it turned out anyway. So we're here to do it again. And make sure you follow me on Twitter at Stephen DW Smith and also on TikTok at SDS_Supercoach. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate all the support. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts as well. So I got 7 names here. And I guess before I start this, this is purely based. Some of these are like, I'm just not going to touch these players regardless. But there's other ones where currently it's situational, where just given the current situation of the information being given and also some other things, I will not be putting this player in my team at the minute. Now, things can change 1000%. But for the time being, there are some blokes here that, for the present time, I have my concerns and I won't be picking them. So that is a disclaimer here. So we'll start off with James Sicily. He's the only defender I've got here. Now, I guess as a Hawks man, I've actually got two Hawkers in this, but I guess this one could be the most controversial, but I'll give my reasons why. So I was a bit like 48 hours ago, I was a bit like, you know what? I could potentially, I don't hate it, but I just have these concerns about Sicily moving into the forward line. Now that Cal Shadir it's been announced that Cal Shadir will miss the start of the season with a stress fracture in his back, which is really bad, not ideal for the Hawks there. So does Sicily play forward? Like, well, he could have before that news, but now the chance now the chances increased dramatically because Hawthorn have got Gunston, Chol, Scaife as like their key forward options. I might be forgetting someone. Ramsden's more of a ruck. And yeah, I could definitely be forgetting someone. I should know I'm a Hawthorn supporter, but that's all right. But this dramatically increases Sicily's chances of potentially playing forward. It's not a good sign with the Deer injury. Lewis will be out for half the season with that ACL that he's recovering with. So I think Sicily and even Battle will rotate forward potentially, or one of them will stay forward. But we know Sam Mitchell likes to move the magnets around. So look, for me at this present time, I'm just not going to touch James Sicily at the minute. There's too many risks as this potential forward for Sicily. It's not like he's bad forward as well. Like if he was bad forward, then there's maybe some logic to it, but he's actually pretty decent as a forward. So yeah, I have my concerns there. I took the screenshot last night, and now I'm trying to remember. So the second option here, we go to the midfield. It is Adam Treloar. I think this is a very similar situation to what's going to happen with what happened with Liberatore. Personally, we remember 2023, brilliant, fantastic season, but with that age and just the pure spike in his performance, he dropped back down to a 104 average. So I think it was a 10 average drop where Treloar, I could see a very similar thing happening of maybe a 105, 106 sort of range. So I actually think there is potential for him to be a top 12 mid this season. But as a starting pick, 628k at age 31, as good as he did last season, there is that risk of regression at that age. I know not too many people are looking for him, but I'm just here to confirm. I don't think I'll be changing my mind on this. I'll do another one of these videos in a couple of months' time, and he'll probably be on there as well. So, yeah, I have no issues with people maybe picking him up towards the midway point of the season, but for this present time, as a starter pick, I just don't like it. There's so many blokes here. I think he's probably the worst 600k bloke you could spend your money on in the game. at this present time. So, yeah, I'm going with Adam Treloar on that one. I wouldn't be touching him. Rory Laird for the Crows. So at 561,000, he's actually not going to, from what we've heard in training reports and all that, Rory Laird's actually not going to play in the midfield. He's looking at a halfback role. Now, we know in the past he's delivered good halfback stats, but with Mitch Hinge down there now and then potentially Isaac Cumming, could Wayne Miller be back? We'll have to see. There's just a few more mouths to feed than what it used to be. So that scares me. And if you like Rory Laird, that's fine. By the way, with any of these blokes, you're more than welcome to start him. I'm just giving my personal opinion on why I wouldn't start these blokes. So if Rory Laird looks good off halfback and gets defender status, let's go for it. Let's go. Let's put him in our back line when that time comes. But for now, I think we can let this play out. And we could even see him at a good price of maybe like 500k down the line. Also, the age. He's now 30 plus, so that's a concern as well. And now I'm trying to remember the third one. Yes. Similar reasons to Treloar, but not Sam Doherty. He didn't look good in the elimination final against Brisbane. I know he came back from that ACL, but really just think Carlton rushed him back. So I think there was a bit of hype before the team picker came out for Sam Doherty, and I think that's starting to fade a bit because there is two reasons. One, he's what, 31, 32? And secondly, he's a midfielder. Thirdly, he is nearly 500,000. So there's no real potential for him being a stepping stone for your team. I think there is a very good chance he will play wing, and we know how wingers score. Not too great. So I think they will look to get the ball in his hands, so he might score more than your average midfielder. But there is not enough bang for your buck potential here with Sam Doherty at that age, in that position. I just think this is a bloke we can just happily pass on. Like, you think of the guys a little bit lower. Clayton Oliver, 36k cheaper. I know who I'd prefer to start. Same with Will Ashcroft, 441k. Look at that. I think there's another one here. Adam Cherer as well. Like, there are just a few guys 40, 50k cheaper that are just better options. Darcy Parish, 6k cheaper. Will Day, 4k more. You know, you get what I mean. Like, there are just better options around that price point than Sam Doherty for this present time. Rowan Marshall here. Now, maybe controversial, but I'll give my reasoning. The risk with Rowan Marshall is that he's been training as a forward over the pre-season. And just due to St Kilda as well picking up the Sandful Brownlow equivalent winner, Harry Boyd, in the ruck. So they could look to play Boyd and Marshall and rotate them. I think from a St Kilda perspective, this is actually a good move. I think he actually looks good as a forward, but they've just kept with him as a solo ruck. I think he can complement with Max King extremely well in that forward line. But it's not good for our SuperCoach sides. And look, yeah, just at the minute, there's just far too much noise about hearing him playing forward that I think we can just happily let the information play out, see if anything changes. But for now, I just wouldn't bother putting him in our team. And then the second ruck, I'm going to go with Luke Jackson. So very similar to last season, unless Sean Darcy goes down, it is hard to pick Luke Jackson. I think he has potential to be a forward. Like, some people don't think that, but I do think he has potential to be a forward. But ideally, he is a ruckman. But he can't be a ruckman with how good of a ruckman Sean Darcy is when he's healthy. So we have much better forward options than we did last season. And with Luke Jackson, I just don't think we need to bother going back there again unless something happens to Sean Darcy, which can happen. But at the present time, it hasn't happened, so we can just, in my opinion, gently skip by Luke Jackson there. And then lastly, we're going to go with Dylan Moore, another Hawker. Brings it. it brings me real disgust that I have to put a couple of hawkers in here. But I think, as I said again, like the amount of forward options that we do have in Supercoach, I think Dylan Moore, we don't need to pay 526K for Dylan Moore. He play unless it's announced that he's playing full-time midfield, we don't need to worry about Dylan Moore at the minute as a starting pick until like he's definitely an upgrade option. He's been a very solid forward option over the past few years now. But he is so good at that high half forward role, and he does get good scores. Look, he averaged 97.7K as a half forward. That's tough to do. But there's only so much you can do as a half forward Supercoach scoring wise. So that's why I think we can worry about him more as an upgrade target. I think we could get him for 410K at some point this season, and we worry about it then. 526K for a half forward is tough to pay. And considering all the better options we have, I know Rankin plays a bit of half forward, but there's a lot more midfield mixed in there. You think obviously you got the blokes here at very cheap prices of Bailey Smith, Jack McRae, Filippo, who will have better roles than Dylan Moore. So we don't have to worry about paying 526,000 at the minute. So these are my 7 guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm going to record another video. I'm actually not sure which one to record. It might be either because I didn't do a video yesterday, I'll be doing 2 recordings today. Debating whether to do to start the team previews or whether to talk about the potential options for flex. So we'll have to see. Thank you guys so much for watching though. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you're doing well. Cheers.